know what's up with this Siren Head. I freaking love Siren Head. What's this about Siren Head? Copyright, brain rot, stolen. Wait, what? I kind of want to know what this is about now. Screw it, let's check this out. What's going on with Siren Head? I haven't heard about Siren Head in a minute.
One of the most nostalgic times on the internet for me was years ago when Siren Head was absolutely blowing up. There were fan arts,
It was
and videos
amazing.
and theories and
There was a video
games and rip-off video games, animations, movies, grifted merchandise.
Freaking Corpse Husband. Siren Head, Siren Head, head, something like that. Remember that? There was like a whole, wasn't that a heavy metal song?
The SCP Explain channels were all talking about it. It was literally everywhere.
Yeah, he was like the next
internet glory.
He was like Slender Man. Remember Slender Man? I remember the Slender Man.
A darker and more controversial underbelly. Copyright disputes and stolen trademarks and grifted intellectual properties and much more has plagued Trevor Henderson and the Siren Head entity for years now. What started as his magnum opus has turned into something of a nightmare. And today I will be explaining all of it, every piece of information about Siren Head and its history and its lore and its legacy. This is the complicated and controversial legacy of Siren Head. So the first part of the video will be the description of the actual entity, its behaviors, its lore that's been given by Trevor himself.
It's got a siren for a head.
Information you'll need about Siren Head. Then the second half of the video will be about the scandals and issues with copyright, trademark, brain rot, and all that stuff that I discussed in the intro, as well as
it does suck that some of the original creators cannot get
behind on the internet.
Like, you know, merchandising, all the really good like monetary and
all the lore about the entity.
Let's call it tangible benefits of creating a really awesome character, Siren Head. You know, it sucks that he can't take advantage of that. I want to say personally I would be happy just that something I created became so popular and so awesome, you know? But especially if people are stealing credit, it can get really annoying. I can understand having that kind of, that must be a frustration on a whole nother level, where the entirety of the internet is like praising Siren Head, and you, the original creator, just get like no recognition whatsoever. I can see the frustration being outrageous, like, and it's the kind of frustration that it's like, what are you gonna do? Change the opinion of the minds of the entire internet? No, it's an impossible task. That's gotta suck.
Watch the first part, and you can just skip to the second part. If you want to watch the whole thing, then be my guest. I'd really appreciate it. And I don't want you to like the video yet. I want you to wait till you watch the entire thing. And if you actually enjoy it, then
you know what? Screw you. I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna like the video right now. How dare you tell me when to like the video? No, I refuse to listen.
All right,
Take
so
that!
without further ado, let's get into the explanation of the entity. Physical description.
Don't tell me what to do.
Siren Head is this creature, and is pretty well known for how massive it is.
Freaking love it, dude.
Standing at around 40 feet tall and having sirens.
Okay, look, and this right here is this, right? Because sometimes you'll be seeing Siren Heads that are like short, dude, like just this like half the size of a tree. Now this right here is what I want to see. Like, this is Siren Head, where even the arms and legs can, like, sort of be, like, confused for trees or even other poles, other sirens, you know?
Where a head should be. This thing is pretty recognizable. Its arms and legs are disproportionately long and skinny, and its arms are almost as long as this entire body. The hands of the siren are bony and crinkled and are typically down at its side.
And it has to be that way because otherwise it wouldn't be able to pick up people from the ground. You see, like, there's some thought behind this creature.
Shoulders, where a normal neck should be, is a long, skinny pole that functions as its throat. And it's on top of this pole where the two sirens are. Around its neck are some thin black wires that coil up to the speakers on the top of its neck, and these wires run down the body, into the body, and around the abdomen too.
We don't know if they're actually wires, though.
This terrifying.
They may be like actual like veins, like blood veins.
Siren Head is normally found in rural towns that are out in the middle of nowhere. The sticks, the boonies, the boondocks. Whatever you call it.
See, I didn't like that one.
It was first sighted in the Arizona desert of 1966.
That one, This one looks like less. It
Middle
looks
of
like
nowhere. The sticks.
this one's kind of meh.
The boondocks. Whatever you call it. And it was first sighted
And this one just don't look right to me. It looks too much like a human body. The torso. Nah, it's not lanky enough. It's not creepy enough.
in the Arizona desert of 1966 when a family that was actually
This
on
one too.
vacation.
Not a fan.
took
It looks too much like a skeleton. It looks like a skeleton that they put a siren on top of. I like the other one where the limbs look like sticks because I don't know. It just gives it this like eerie, like you could confuse it for something that's not an alive creature kind of vibe.
First known
This just looks like a
picture of
skeleton.
Siren Head, but it's thought that Siren Head might have been here since the dawn of man. Who knows? This family was actually at a graveyard at dusk when they glanced over.
Yeah, Siren Head's been here since the dawn of man. Way back during the caveman days. Back when sirens were invented during the caveman times. He's just
saw
been
the
hanging
creature
out.
lurking in the darkness. Some think Siren Head isn't from our reality and is some sort of reality-shifting entity that uses the Earth as its hunting ground. Some think there's only one Siren Head, and some think that there's many. But what is known is that Siren Head is absolutely terrifying. This creature can emit static from its head that makes an unfathomably loud sound. And the sound itself isn't
Look
of
how
this
creepy
world.
that
It can
is.
also
Because it's very obviously a creature that is like trying to pretend to be something it's not, which just gives it this eerie creepiness, this like deceitfulness that you're the back of your brain is like, why are you trying to pretend like you're like, we see you, monster, we see you, creature, you're trying to eat us. Why are you pretending like we can't see you? You know, it's creepy. It's
can be
creepy.
used as an attack mechanism by Siren Head itself. And victims of this entity have often been found with burst eardrums or bleeding gums, all of which are signs of intense loud noises. This creature is very fast and very hostile, and its coloration allows it to blend in with the darkness and the trees pretty well. Its entire
this one's too
aura
short.
is cryptic and dark, and it feels like
This
you're
one's
not
cool. It's like
supposed to be
taller than
looking
it's
at
tall
it
as a
when
tree.
you see pictures. The main victims of this entity are hikers that have been found deep inside of the wilderness. It lures these victims by imitating noises, specifically someone yelling for help or someone yelling that they're injured. After it makes the initial sound, it'll walk deeper and deeper into the woods until no one can hear your terrified scream as you look up and see this thing staring back at you.
To be fair, if it's that loud, I'm pretty sure people will hear it.
The creature is thought
Just
to be
saying.
able to change and
Oh, look at
adapt
this one. This
over
one,
time,
this one's
and that
goofy.
it never looks the same, just similar.
Stop with the
Hunting tactics.
skeletons.
This cryptid hunts by standing
one's
completely
better,
still. And as I said earlier, it lurks in and behind the trees and stands as still as one.
See here, look at it. Here you could confuse it for a bunch of
This
trees and
cryptid
vines
hunts
and
by
like
standing completely
twigs, sticks. You get me? Which is just eerie. It's camouflagey.
still. And as I said earlier, it lurks in and behind the trees and stands as still as one. At the same time it does this, it broadcasts noises from its face to lure victims in. It's not known that the Siren Head hunts in order to eat,
It starts
or just
to-
for the thrill of it all.
It starts to cast noises to attract people in. Bitcoins, free bitcoins, free bitcoins, bitcoins for sale. Absolutely no loopholes.
Either way, it's creepy
Come
enough.
on, everyone.
Some think that
Come
when
get your
Siren Head
crypto
gets
zoo.
a victim, it takes that victim's voice and adds it somehow to its own library of sounds. Others think that it just hunts for sport. When Siren Head does lure someone close, it often makes other loud noises to conceal the screaming of this unfortunate victim. The fact that it has to hide the scream, however, might mean that it's got some sort of weakness, because you think that something this powerful wouldn't need to hide its dirty work.
Again, it sounds like it's using it more as an attack, like to burst your eardrums rather than to actually hide the noises.
But who really knows? Typically, it uses a stalking type of method to hunt, but it's also theorized that sometimes Siren Head can use certain types of sonic blasts to wipe out big groups of people. On its 2 feet, this creature can run 25 miles an hour, but on all fours, it's estimated that it can run around 250 miles an hour, which is
It can run all fours?
extremely fast, if you didn't know.
That would look even more
Power
creepy.
and abilities. Acoustikinesis is the main ability that Siren Head has. It's the ability to mimic voices. This is
I had no idea that's what that was. I didn't know that mimicking voices had a freaking term. Acoustic kinesis?
How it hunts and lures its victims deeper into the wilderness before it ultimately strikes. Its next power is heightened strength,
Grabbing a mineral
which
water from
obviously
my
means that
fridge.
it's strong. There's been strange broken trees found and bodies maimed in very strange ways that are thought to be related to Siren Head attacks. There's also things like track and evasion, which is the ability for it to blend into its surroundings. Things
Thing
like
is, I don't even know. Does it actually eat people? I always thought that it just sort of like picked people up and stuck them on the tree, and like that was the whole thing.
enhanced
Like
speed,
stabbed them into a
which is
branch.
being really fast, and other things that are very similar to these. But possibly the weirdest and most outlandish part of Siren Head's lore is just how old it is. Siren Head is a very, very ancient being.
Like
With
before
evidence inside
sirens
of its
existed.
lore of its existence being found all the way back in ancient Native
I was
American
making a
cave
stupid
paintings,
joke. They actually put it in cave paintings.
which you're seeing now. That puts the creature at several thousand years old.
Sirens
at
weren't
the
even
youngest.
invented
And
yet.
During these prehistoric times, it kind of seems like Siren Head was a direct enemy of humanity. Like there was a blood feud. You can probably see why as well. Siren Head enjoys eating people, and people typically do not like being eaten. Interestingly enough, though, the Long Horse, which is another creature from the Trevor Henderson lore, is also
The hell you say? Trevor Anderson has a monster verse? I gotta look up Trevor Anderson. Siren Head and Long Horse. What the
eating
hell?
people, and people typically do not like being eaten. Interestingly enough, though, the Long Horse, which is another creature from the Trevor Henderson lore, is also as old as Siren Head. And luckily for humanity, it actually has taken humanity's side to defend us against Siren Head in this canonical lore. But the rivalry between Siren Head and the Long Horse is
Alright. So Long Horse, creepy as it may be, is kinda cool. I
depicted in those cave paintings I mentioned. If you want more information on the Long Horse itself, I have a whole video about it. Go check that out. This
that sounds freaking awesome. I wanna know everything about Long Horse.
videos about Siren Head. But now that you know about the physical attributes, its history, and its actual description by Trevor, let's go ahead and bring it back to the modern times, and let's talk about the impact, its legacy, and the controversies and the brain rot surrounding it. Trevor Henderson created the Siren Head entity way back in 2018, which feels like a lifetime ago. I am getting old. With his first tweet featuring it going pretty viral. You've all seen the classic first post and picture that he made about it, probably. And from this simple post, it was immediately a success and a staple.
So this
And
one
what
was the
you've all
original.
seen the
I guess he did intend it to be very skeleton-like since the beginning. I still like the big long pole versions. Like the more he looks like a siren, like just a pole and siren, the creepier it feels to me. I don't know why.
classic first post and picture that he made about it, probably. And from this simple post, it was immediately a success and a staple in what I would consider a young internet horror culture. And since its creation in 2018, it has endured many scandals. Countless games and short films and animations and productions without the consent or authorization of the creator, Trevor Henderson, have been done. And I'm not talking about YouTube videos like this talking about it. I'm talking about for-profit things like merchandise and plushies and shirts and all that kind of jazz. Please don't sue me, I'm a huge fan. Many, many different times, people have created lore and information and media about Siren Head that's either false or not from Trevor.
It kind of like didn't they make a movie about Slenderman too? Like a Slenderman movie. The original creator had nothing to do with it.
And they haven't even given Trevor Henderson the credit in the description or in the credits of the movie or short film or anything. They haven't even acknowledged that he created Siren Head. And
See, bro, this is exactly why you can't do nothing without giving yourself credit for it. You gotta, like, if you're gonna make a short film on YouTube, you gotta put your own credits in there.
in all of this, Henderson has expressed his
I get that
anger
it can
and
destroy the whole
frustration
illusion of
with
it
the
being like
entire
found
thing.
footage
Here are
and
just a
real,
few
but come on.
examples. A tweet from May 28th of 2020 reads as follows. Hey, recently I filed a copyright strike on an animated Siren Head video. I should have asked them to take it down instead of going right through YouTube. That was my mistake. This last month has been really stressful. I've since taken back the copyright strike. And several others.
Absolutely Giga Chad move. I know 100%. I've had some of my videos removed. I reached out to those people and they removed the copyright strike. And then I took down the video. so that they wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Yes, the appropriate move is always to go and ask them to remove the content first before having to go through YouTube. But at the same time, if they don't listen, then yeah, go through YouTube. Like, do it.
Situations such as this have arisen over the years. Things that come to mind are the SCP Explain channel making a video claiming that Siren Head was an SCP when Trevor Henderson staunchly says that it is not an SCP at all. It's not related.
What?
The
Really?
Explain channel making a video claiming that Siren Head was an SCP when Trevor Henderson staunchly says that it is not an SCP at all. It's not related. It's not anything of the sorts. And just other things of that nature.
Yeah, like, why are you trying to, like, shove his stuff into the SCP universe?
And as you've seen by the screenshots and the videos I've shown to you, these things and these pieces of media are pulling in millions of views. There was a video at the beginning, had 40 million views.
Oh,
and
yeah, bro.
Henderson was not mentioned anywhere in that. And honestly, Henderson isn't even asking for much. He's not putting an outright ban on content about Siren Head at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Trevor replied to a tweet a few years ago that reads as follows. Fun fact, the creator of Siren Head doesn't like the fact that people make games and mods and stories out of his creation. Also, most of them didn't even ask of his approval. Trevor then replied, I love when people make games and mods and stories. It's just nice when they credit me. He's not even asking for every—
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, he seemed like a pretty chill dude from the few responses we already saw. That's a great way to, like, look at it, for sure. It is a huge shame that people are not giving him his due credit, though.
Every single
100%.
person to go through him for permission or anything. He's just asking that they credit him for his works of coming up with Siren Head and the entity and its intellectual property. And if I was Trevor Henderson, I would also be extremely angered by this. These videos are absurdly popular. Every single video that you search up of Siren Head in the movies and the animations, they have millions of views. And some of them literally don't—
Yeah, I feel like you can't get mad at that. Like, if I'm Trevor Anderson, I don't feel like I would get mad if I see a video like, oh, they made 1 million views and my video only has, like, 500,000 or something. It's like, yeah, no, that's fine. Like, who cares? I wouldn't like get mad, like, if or especially if I didn't make a video on top of, like, if somebody made a Siren Head Explains and I don't make any content on it. It's like, why would I get mad that you're getting getting a bunch of views when it's like, if I wanted those views, I would have made my own video on it,
Don't even mention him at all, and that makes him lose out as an artist on notoriety.
But yeah, no, that for
and
sure.
Monetary losses.
They
it's just
definitely
like
should be giving credit
to do that, obviously. Now, in another weird twist, Henderson doesn't even have the trademark to his own creation, because a company known as Yangzhou Okus Trading Company swooped in and got the trademark of the Siren Head intellectual property for marketing and merchandise purposes before Henderson even thought about it. This means they can make money using the Siren Head entity and design on shirts and plushes and other things that they create and sell. Trevor had tweeted about this kind of thing recently in a response to a new Siren Head game coming out, where he said that he's tired of having to deal with this and he doesn't even have the trademark to his own creation. That tweet has since been deleted and I can't find it, but that's what he said like 3 weeks ago. But something other than the trademark being stolen and works being completed without—
That's kind of sad, because it sounds like he's just done with the situation pretty much. I feel like he could get the trademark back. I believe if you were to fight that one in the court system, you have, like, all the proof you need that you came up with the idea originally. Whether some company in China, like, I don't know how their copyright laws work there necessarily, but I feel like here in the US you could fight for that.
his consent or credit is happening on YouTube. Something arguably as bad or worse as that is happening. The brain rot of Siren Head. Now, as sad as it is to say, the popularity and ubiquitousness of Trevor Henderson's creations like Siren Head have become so popular and so much on the forefront of internet culture that content farms and kids YouTubers have been using the Siren Head entity and that kind of thing in videos for brain rot and content farm videos, specifically for the uses of just clickbait,
Skibbity
shock
toilet
value,
videos,
and outright deception. Like, if you go on YouTube right now and you
bro,
search
it
up
actually is
Siren
Skibbity
Head,
toilet
and then you
versus
click
Siren Head.
most recent, the things that come up are just like nonsensical, strange Minecraft or Gmod or other kind of games that involve like Skibbity Toilet, Thomas the Tank Engine, and Siren Head also in the thumbnail. Lots of them are Siren Head like songs or Siren Head
Let's
fighting
go!
these other things. It's all clickbaity and just very odd to look
Siren
at.
Head
It's obviously
versus
meant to show off. Now, I'm not one
Godzilla!
to judge content or anything. I'm a YouTuber just like they are. But I've already talked multiple times on this channel specifically about kid content farms and the kidification of internet horror as it revolves around the backrooms. I've made several videos about that, and now I cannot stand it. And the same thing that's happening to the backrooms lore and the dumbing down and kidification of it on YouTube right now is happening to Trevor Henderson and Siren Head. It's already been happening to him. It happened to him first. And it's pretty sad that such popular things like the backrooms and like Siren Head and Cartoon Cat and other Trevor Henderson creatures and creations are facing that problem. But despite the trademark and copyright scandals and the weird videos and the brain rot and all of that, despite it all, one thing still stands for sure and above all of that, and it's that Siren Head is legendary. It's legendary in internet culture, in internet horror culture specifically, and it has made its mark on the entire—
Yeah, bro, of course he's legendary, bro. He's more legendary than legendary Godzilla, which is the current Godzilla. Like Siren Head, like he's so cool that anytime he walks into the battlefield, that one theme song starts to play, the Godzilla one. Where there he's got to go Godzilla. He's like that. He's like, you got to go Godzilla. He's like that. And then he like sucker punches him in the jaw, and Godzilla like
if you showed someone a
fires
picture
his
of
atomic
Siren Head
breath
right
inside
now,
of his
and
own
they
mouth.
are not in the internet horror culture and they do not know.
Do you think that would hurt? Could Godzilla like laser his own teeth out? Look, I'm sorry. I know it has nothing to do with the freaking video, but do you think if Godzilla kept his mouth closed and fired off his laser, would it just like blow up his freaking mouth? I wonder how that would work. Anyhow,
out, they would probably know or recognize what that thing is just based off of how popular it's been. They've probably seen it in a video or in a game or something. If you strip away all the things that have happened to Siren Head, like I said, the merchandise, the trademark stuff, the copyright stuff, the uncredited works, and all of that controversy, and if you strip away the brain rot and everything else, at its simplest form, Siren Head is terrifying. It is horrifying. It's something that you would never want to experience. And when I was younger in 2018, it still freaked me out. I mean, it's literally just a scary thing. Just the idea of being inside the deep wilderness and walking around, and to your right, what you thought was a tree moves slightly. And you look up and you hear the soft, staticky gurgle, and you see these two sirens, and it starts moving and screaming. That's a really scary, spooky concept. Its design, its description, its entire explanation by Trevor. It is such a perfect idea executed flawlessly by Trevor Henderson.
It is very much a really great interpretation of the analog horror that absolutely took over YouTube for a long time, and I hope it continues.
Everybody should focus on and ignore the brain rot usage and ignore the other kinds of things like the knockoff animations and movies and just weird videos of stuff.
See, now I have to watch the Long Horse video. Now I have to watch the Long Horse video. I didn't know Siren Head lore went this deep.
Diminishes how legendary and scary this creature is, and none of that takes away its
this
spot.
Right here. This image right here is like, to me, this is like the peak Siren Head. You could so easily see this just being a tree, but you could tell it's there. You get me?
In the Internet Horror Hall of Fame. It just can't do it. I will personally never forget the craze of the internet around the time it was blowing up in 2019 and 2020. It was such an odd time in the entire spectrum of this area. I mean, it was literally in everything. Everybody was talking about Siren Head. Everybody was. And I don't know if it's because I was, a teenager in that time, or if it was just like the perfect exact time of me getting on YouTube and stuff, but it was literally in everything.
No. Siren Head was like, there was a whole moment of and we're actually, funny enough, this might all be 2018, 2019, but basically this was from there till now was not really till now, right? They're still ongoing, but that was like the peak of like analog horror. You had Slenderman, okay? You had Siren Head. You had the Mandela catalog. You had the beginnings of the Backrooms. You had the SCP Foundation going wild around 2018, 2019, around like 2020s is when the entire SCP Foundation like started to go nuts. So much so that even that one Russian dude was trying to steal the copyright. Similar to how they stole the copyright in China to Siren Head. For those who
Just
don't know,
that
the SCP
innocence
Foundation
of
Wiki
being
has
terrified
had the
of a
copyright
creation
endangered
at
or
its
stolen
simplest
by a
form.
Russian dude for a
That
while.
is what the internet lacks these days. Siren Head does not try to be something that it's not. It does not have to explain itself. It is scary, it is horrifying, because that is exactly what it is. Nothing more and nothing less. And even with the controversy and brand rot and all that stuff, it still has a special place in internet culture, in internet horror.
There's something terrifying about walking down the freaking like the forest, be like, okay, we're good. I don't see anything. But then suddenly, as loud as can possibly be, blaring loud, the siren starts to go off. And now you're in panic mode. Where is it? It can see me. The fact that it's like giving the beep means that it can see me. It's on attack mode. Where is it? Is it behind me? Is it in front of me? And then you might be camouflaged in the trees. You don't know. They're in the trees, man. They're in the freaking trees. Like you're scared.
Culture and in many of y'all's and my hearts. So if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed the Siren Head era of the internet, leave a like. Even though it's got its really kind of complicated legacy that it's living out right now, I still find myself with this nostalgia feeling, just making this video and looking back to it. I mean, the entire reason I made this video was because I have so much nostalgia for it. And hopefully you all feel the same. But I know this video is in kind of a different style from what I normally do. And I know it's kind of different. I'm just a little experimenting. Nothing crazy, nothing bombastic. But if you did find yourself enjoying, I would appreciate a like. That way I can tell if you actually enjoyed the video. And just, I'm really excited to see what y'all say in the comments below. I can't be the only person that just remembers the entire internet having Siren Head everywhere. I love making videos like this, retrospectives and stuff.
It's freaking dope. Also, I don't know why, but every time I look at you, Brugly, I need to, there should be an eyeball right here. Otherwise, it doesn't feel correct. It doesn't feel right.
If you want me to make more about other classic internet horror things, like
he should buy a googly eye and like
that,
glue it to his forehead, just for the bit, you know.
I'd love to make him in this style. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely
Make sure
amazing.
to tell somebody you love them, because life is too short not to. And with all that blabbering out of the way, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Amazing freaking video from Brugly. Please, everyone, go check it out. Go drop him a like, go drop him a sub, drop a comment, and watch it all the way to the end so the algorithm knows that you like to see more of this. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today. I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi. That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!